and welcome back to the Western Wilds. We're going to get the second field planted with some sorghum today, but first we need to increase its pH level with some lime. Let's get farming. I'm expecting things to go a little bit quicker today. We spent a lot of time last time mucking around, trying to get things in place, trying to get things sorted. Whereas this time we've already got all of the digestate on this field, and we are nicely set up to get the lime on. So I shouldn't need to get a hired worker on any of this today. It should just be a case of getting everything just sort of set up. I don't think I've connected up. Oh no, this doesn't require a PTO. So it should just work. Let's turn it on. There we go. And sometimes things double click on my side panel and it doesn't quite take. We'll go and clean up that little bit of mess in a bit. But looking good here. I think we should get through this fairly quickly. I mean, this is zooming through this like it did last time. We caught up so quickly in the afternoon last time. It was a little bit ridiculous. Let's take our gears down. The moment I stop, this takes forever to speed up again. There we go. 10 miles an hour seems a much more reasonable pace to be doing this job at. And I'm just trying not to get little patches I've got to go back over. Something I have just thought of that I haven't included in today's itinerary is our oats have germinated, of course. You can see them in the next field over. And there'll be a whole load of weeds in there, I think. Oh, no, there shouldn't be, because we've plowed this. Normally, we've got this direct seeder, and it would mean that we would end up with weeds in our field. But because we plowed, we shouldn't have that problem. And in fact, we're probably going to end up plowing each year as a result of that. We know our little David Brown is more than capable of doing the plowing, and if we plow these fields each year, that'll be fine. We've not got precision farming on here, so it's not going to affect our yield to do it. And the thing it will do is it will prevent those weeds from going. So yeah, best thing we can do every year on this playthrough is actually to be plowing each year and doing that. So I think that is definitely the way to go. Of course, next time we will do the actual digestate spreading. We'll do that before we plow rather than after. And if we ever need to relime, which I don't think we should on these fields, certainly we would do that before we plowed the field as well. But yeah, this is doing fine. We have way more lime than we need, and this lime spreader probably was a little bit of an expenditure that we could have avoided. I think it was 12,000 for this, and it's probably our most expensive piece of kit. But it's done a great job, and originally I was going to get it to do some fertilizer spreading as well, but our direct seeder that also does fertilizer, so we don't need to worry about that. So I think we should be okay. We might, well, we've got to, if we stop plowing, then we're gonna have to get something to weed, and with the direct seeder, that's going to require a hoe. So I don't think we will stop plowing. I think plowing might be a good way to go. But let me know what you think in the comments. Should we plow the fields every time? We kind of need the plow to increase our fields when we get new land. So yeah, do we keep the plow and keep plowing our fields each year, or should we go the route of a hoe and direct seed and do it that way? The end of the field then, and we'll just pull this off that corner. We still have 82% in this. I need to just clean up the bits we missed on these first couple of rows, make sure we have a good spread on here. Yeah, this is the thing. So I'm now remembering with the whole plowing thing exactly how much that affected things on No Man's Land. and the fact that we never had to deal with weeds on no man's land because we were plowing the fields every year. And it's the same on here. We're looking to plow the fields every year, and as a result, we should have no issue whatsoever with weeds here at any point. Turn that off, and there we go. So that's just great news. Somewhere this might be useful, actually, is if we don't roll our grass fields. We could save the money on a roller for the grass fields and use this to spread fertilizer on those. That might be a good way to go with this. But the nice thing is we have options. I don't think we need to buy any further equipment to get stuff planted and fertilized and everything. I think all we need now really is a combine and a trailer so that we can actually harvest stuff. With the first job done, we're going to park this up here and get it just out the way. We won't need this now until we plow the fields for grass, which is going to be in the near future. We're going to be doing a lot of grass work next episode. We should have enough growth in the grass to cut it in May. So we're going to need to cut it, row it, collect it, and get it into our fermenting silo so that we can get some more cash in. And then once I've done that, we're going to need to plow the fields. Let's get this onto the sorghum. So once we've plowed the fields, we'll then turn them around and get them replanted with grass again. We will probably get one tractor doing all of the grass work and then the other plowing and replanting. So we'll see how things go. I kind of want to do all of the stuff with getting it plowed and replanted and everything with this tractor. If I could just work out why it has an issue with the plow, it just will not plow. Otherwise, you know, the little David Brown should be able to do all of the grass work without any issue. So between these two tractors, we can do it. I'm just a little bit worried about why this tractor is having such a hard time with our plow. Maybe it's the plow. Maybe we need to look at replacing that with something else. Or maybe it's just an issue with the tractor. I do like how well this tractor works with the seeder. It is a breeze to use these together. And so I'm quite happy with it. I'm also pleased that we did spend that extra $4,000 and got the proper hitch on here. That has made life a lot easier now that we're running with this and using this. So that is much better. Bring this up here and get round for the next rope. It's got a pretty good turning circle, this MB track as well. Works well from that angle too. And I'm quite pleased to have gone with this on here too. We've done a lot of stuff with Ford tractors recently. You know, sort of 100 episodes with an entirely Ford farm. And it's quite nice to be using something a little bit different, a little bit unusual, and going for a completely different approach here, really. So I'm just glad to have a different way of doing things and mixing it up a little bit. And I'm hoping you guys are enjoying the same sort of thing, doing something with a little bit of a different approach. Before the next series, where we're going to go and do something different again as the premium edition comes out, and we get the ability to have a play around with all the implements and equipment that are going to come in that. We are breezing through this quite quickly at the moment, and there's a good chance, I think, that we might have all of this field done and dusted by midday today. We're going to get the rollers out with the David Brown in a minute and get this crop rolled in. But after that, I think there's a few bits and pieces we could do with getting cleared up. We've got the seeds down at the shop that we could do with going and grabbing, and looking at the amount of fertilizer we have left in this and the fact that we want to put some fertilizer on with the grass when we come to do that, I think it might be wise to grab another pallet of that while we're up there. And I think we probably need something to deal with pallets in general. I'm not looking to have any kind of front loader on here, really. I don't think we really need it, other than having some forks to deal with some pallets and bits and pieces later on. So I'm going to look for an alternative solution. I think we've got some downloaded and some mods that might have a different approach to that. So we'll have a look at the shop in a little bit and check some of those out as well, I think. But the priority today is to get this field planted and rolled in, so as soon as this job is done, we'll go up there and do that. But first, we need to get the job done. Speaking of which, this is the last row of sorghum to go in. Field is looking pretty good, I think. So we'll lift that there. This could all do with a wash down because it is covered in lime. So we'll go and do that now as we have time for that too. And yeah, then we'll get the little David Brown out. Well, I say little, it's a 1410. We'll get that out with the rollers. In fact, I think it's still connected up in with the rollers and in the shed after last night. So turn that off there. And we can just leave this out here. Also notice that we've used half a tank of fuel on the MB track. So that's also getting through its fuel at a decent rate. Good to see that we've got a fairly realistic fuel consumption on our farm here. That is making things that little bit more realistic. We'll wash down the cedar as well. So yeah, this is going to be being used tomorrow, hopefully. Today, this is the thing. I would love to cut the grass today and get all that done, but it's just not grown enough. And we need the maximum growth we can from this grass to get the most out of it. But it would just be useful to be able to do it today with as much as we've got to fit in tomorrow. Doesn't look like it's going to be, though. We're going to have to do all of that tomorrow. And yeah, once we've got one field done, I think the second we can, and we're on to the second one, we can get that first one being plowed and go that way. So it's going to be a case of do one field completely, get the plow in there, get that field plowed and hopefully reseeded, and then get the second field in there. Right, unfold you. I can see the little bits coming up at the back. Fold these out. And yeah, we can get our little rollers going on this field. Down it goes. In we go. Takes a while sometimes for these rollers to drop, I've found. And yeah, as long as we're rolling along the edge of the field here, we're going to be absolutely fine. And yeah, this tractor does this at a fairly decent rate. So we should get through the field fairly quickly as well. And get rid of all these small stones. I've found that to make sure you get rid of all the stones, you need to have a pretty good overlap between rows. About half the width of the outer roller, because you can see in this line here where those stones haven't got picked up by the last roll. So you need to have enough of an overlap to make sure that those are included and those do actually get caught up. Otherwise, you end up with patches on the field. And actually, I found that when I came to check after we'd finished last time. I checked the field of oats and found just strips of stones where the rollers had missed them between rows. So yeah, I'm making sure now I've got this overlap that we get all of the stones well into the rollers and roll them back into the field. Before we continue, this video is brought to you in partnership with the awesome people at Apex Gaming PCs. I've teamed up with Apex Gaming PCs to create my own custom line of PCs suitable for everybody from beginner farmers to virtual farming experts. Apex Gaming PCs are offering up to $250 off your next purchase just by using my link in the description below. So go check them out. Quite smooth going here. We're getting rid of the stones very nicely. We're rolling in the crop as well. We're not using a huge amount of fuel. So that's the other thing I'm beginning to learn with the two tractors we've got on here now. Which tractor is best for doing which job? Because if we can avoid having too much power used on this tractor, it tends to not drink the fuel so badly. And our MB track is just a little bit more fuel efficient, so is able to do the higher powered jobs a little bit better. It also has an extra 5 horsepower, so that's quite useful too. So I'm very much thinking this will be great for doing the mowing and the windrowing, both of which do not require a huge amount of horsepower. And then what we can do is have the MB track doing the collection with forage wagon and going that way with that, as that seems to make this tractor drink fuel like nothing else. And then yeah, we can immediately get the MB track hopefully doing the plowing while we go and doing the mowing and the rowing up with this again. And then by the time the MB track is finished doing the plowing, we'll be able to pick up with forage harvester and maybe get some. Well, we're gonna have to lime those fields as well, and then yeah, we'll be able to put some digestate on the grass when it's growing, which is a better way to go. So if all we have to worry about is getting the field limed before we seed it, then I think we should be all right. But I want to get those grass fields turned around really quickly next time, and I think it's going to take the entire day to get everything done how I want to get it done. There we go, everything rolled in, and that's the field done, and it's only 6 minutes past 11. That is pretty exceptional, to be honest. I had not expected us to be through that quite as quickly as we are. Lots of planning to do for next time and the grass. But you can see the grass here compared to the verge where we didn't cut it. And in fact, the area here where we freshly planted it, it is just too short at the moment. It probably would cut. And I kind of expect that it would cut. But I don't want to cut it because it won't yield as much as if we just leave it for another day and cut it then. And we kind of need to earn a decent amount from it. Going by having maybe 2/3 of what we, sorry, 1/3 of what we had last time, we should get about 60,000 off it, which will be enough to set us up for a harvest in time. So I'm going to be very much keeping an eye on that. And if we find that we actually have nothing to do on the farm, what we're probably going to do is just skip forward a couple of days. See how much more we can get out of this series from doing that. We will certainly make the 2 years going that way. I think next winter we might not have a huge amount of stuff to do. Right, so I think we're going to have to do a convoy now. Because we need to head up to the shop. I want to see if we can get something that will allow us to have a fork on this tractor. And at the same time, I want to try and load some stuff into the back of my truck, which I've actually not used recently. So we want to put this to good use. This is going to be what we eventually cart all of our pallets and everything in. So whatever we get needs to be able to load into the back of our truck. So let's get up to the shop and go and see what options we have. They're up at the shop here, and yeah, there's our remaining pallet of seeds. There's a fair amount still on that. What have we got on that? We've still got 222 liters. So that's a fairly decent amount. Let's take the hired worker off this and just pull this over here. Put the back down so we're ready to load up and turn it off. So yeah, I need to get from there to there with a piece of equipment using this tractor. Could do with something with a bit of reach, to be honest. As always, let's just quickly check the sales. That would be quite useful, but is out of our price range at the moment. Let's have a look. Now, we can put a front loader on our tractor. And in fact, I think we have, yeah, a specific David Brown one. But we also have this back lifter, which looks quite nice. Easy to attach and detach. And yeah, we could, it's massive focus in red, but I'd go in the Case IH red. So that is 8,000, sorry, that is 4,700. What else do we have? Do we have anything in the miscellaneous here? There's another backloader, but I think this only goes with a bucket. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's just the backloader shovel. So that only works with that bucket. We do have these, but neither of these will get things high enough. We have a backloader shovel again there. I think I'm going to have a look at that one that was under front loader. This one. This looks like a pretty good piece of kit, actually. So we'll put in the Case IH colors to match our tractor. We will buy that 4,700. And then to go with it, we need a front loader tool, and we're going to need a pallet fork. We don't have much other option other than the Albert. So we will buy that as well. That takes us down to just £2,000 left. But that is fine. As I said, we don't really have anything more to buy between now and harvest other than the tractor, the trailer and combine. And we should be able to raise the money for those. That is pretty good. Yeah, that is going to get stuff into our into the back of our truck. Absolutely. Right, so let's back this up, spin it around. It's got quite a reach on it, this thing. Let's have a look. Yeah, that has got quite a reach on it. The red is actually a little bit brighter on our tractor than that, but I don't mind. That works well. Hook that up. Right, so round we go. And back down. Oh, wow. Yeah, getting used to driving this backwards to do this is a little bit more tricky. This will have more reach than if I'd put a front loader on this. So we'll be able to get stuff much further into the back of our truck doing this way. Let's turn around and have a look. Oh, wow, that's not easy to see. And we do have the mods that moves things around on the 3-point a little bit. Right, let's turn the other way like that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it from out here because I can't clearly enough see my forks. Right, and up, and then back and into the flatbed like so. So how far back can we get stuff with this before we catch the hydraulics? Can I lift it? No. So I can't lift the hydraulics with this. And yeah, we're slightly off to the side. Oh, wow. Yeah, this might be great for this job in general, or better than a front loader for this job, but it is a little bit less accurate and a little bit of getting used to doing it. That is in there though. So let's lift this up. And yeah, I think we want to do that and that. And yeah, we can get this back to the farm now. Costs us £9 to get somebody to drive this up here. We'll strap that down. Get that folded up at the back. So up with the tailgate, please. There we are. Bring it round. And yeah, it went off to the side when we loaded it in. So it's going to be a lot of fun to get it out. Follow the David Brown. And we'll head back to the farm and get this down there. Yeah. It looks like the actual arms on this don't move about like the 3-point does at the top. This loader arm is going to be a very versatile piece of kit, though. We will be able to use it on both of our tractors very, very easily because it's just a three-point. We're not using it very often, so we don't actually need to have a... we don't actually need to have it on the tractors most of the time, and only need to use it when we actually need to get stuff on and off our flatbed here. Well, on and off our bed. I'm wondering if I can put a flatbed on this, because at the moment this is proving to be a little bit tricky to get into the truck bed. So a flatbed would probably be more useful to us, especially if we end up having 3 or 4 pallets that we want on here. I'm going to have to take this in and try and get into this pallet system at an angle because of how we put it on here. Get down. Yeah. And in. That's got it. Oh, and this is where things get dicey. Yeah, there we go. Pull it out. Look at that. Happy with that. Oh, that actually has worked out really well. I was worried we were going to start flinging tractors or trucks or something about then. And then what we can do, start this up. We'll then be able to refill. Go here and refill. And yeah, there we go. And that is all done. Perfect. Let's go put this out of the way then, because we don't need to use that again today. And another really useful piece of kit on the farm in red. Red seems very much to be our color for our equipment now. Oh, we need to... Wow. Will this allow me to actually put it... there we go. That should do it. So unattach that. There we are. Perfect. Look at that. That has worked out so well for us, and it's only 12:30. That is pretty perfect. I do need to have a look at trailers and things. We do need to start planning for harvest. We can leave this here actually, and just put the MB truck away as well. And I've got some good plans for here, and I need to work out exactly what we're looking to get in the coming months, because we want to get more productions. We're going to try and be as production heavy on here as we can. So I'm not looking to store grain, I'm looking to process grain. I'm looking to get my animals into the right place, looking to get a house built. But that's gonna be a little bit longer. It's gonna cost me £6 just to demolish the existing one. And yeah, I need to put a windmill in. I think that's the way we're gonna go. And I think somewhere in the middle over there will be good. So if we go with one of the old grain mills here, I'm sort of thinking this sort of area here would be good. Nicely in the middle so that we've got access to both sides. The actual windmill isn't obstructed by anything. In fact, if we have a look here, putting it here-ish means that it has a nice unobstructed line through the tree line for the wind to power it as well, which I think is, again, is that little bit more realistic. So I go with that. Alternative is to put it there like that. I don't want to get it too close to the power lines, but just do something like that. But yeah, I think we want to 1 million. So that will be 23 grand. As I mentioned last time, we are looking at harvester-wise. One of these, I think. I think the Dominator 105 will be pretty perfect for what we're going to be doing, and 36,500. So that it takes us up to 50 grand needed before we even get a header, which is going to be another 6,500 with the header trailer, which is 750. So we're looking at nearly 60,000 for those. And then if we go and have a look in trailers, what is the capacity of that combine? Capacity of that combine is 6,500 liters. So we need a 13,000 liter trailer, which we know our tractor can handle. So that is actually going to be something along the line of maybe one of these. In fact, that Herbist trailer would be a perfect little trailer to work with. So that would work. But also something like the Marston, which is 1993 trailer, or which holds 14. So the smallest version, that would work. The largest version of that would work. I think a single axle trailer. And yeah, we've got lots of trailers that come out as too small. What is that for the back of the MB track? That's really cool. Wow, so we could get that for the back of the... I don't know if that would go on ours because it's for a different mod. But yeah, there are options here that we can go to. That trailer is too big. That trailer is too small. Although that trailer would be a great trailer for us. There we go. Extension takes it up to 10,000 liters. That would probably work quite nicely. But I think I'd have to have a play around. So there are options, and that's nice and cheap compared to the Herbist, which is 11,000. So lots and lots of options. As for options for today, though, we seem to have run out. We have got everything done very quickly. We've got both of our fields planted. We are once again back on schedule, although with slightly different crops than I'd originally envisaged here for the farm. And tomorrow, next time, we will be taking on the grass, trying to get both of those grass fields turned around. So cut, rowed, collected into our silo, and then plowed, replanted and rolled, and probably limed as well. It is going to be a very, very busy day as we go into the month of May. Come join us for that. For now, though, I'm going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say...
Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.